Hey everyone, and welcome back to the English Snack Bar, the place where you get your daily dose of delicious English.
That's right, Kevin. And guess what? This is episode number 30. Wow, 30 episodes already.
Time flies when you're learning, right? Today, we're diving into two super useful phrases that will help you understand and express yourself better, especially when you're studying or in a class.
Yes, we'll learn how to say, that makes sense, and I'm confused. These are perfect for those moments when you're trying to grasp new ideas.
Absolutely. So get ready to boost your English skills. And hey, if you're enjoying these lessons, please hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes.
It really helps us out. Okay, Kevin, are you ready to start learning?
Always ready, Jenny. Let's go.
All right, our first phrase is, that makes sense. Kevin, what does it mean?
Great question, Jenny. That makes sense is what you say when something you hear or read is logical, clear, and easy to understand. It means you agree with the explanation or the idea because it seems reasonable.
Oh, I see. So if someone explains something and you finally understand it, you can say that makes sense.
Exactly. Imagine you're in a history class and the teacher explains why a certain event happened. If the explanation is clear and logical, you'd think, okay, that makes sense.
That's a perfect example. I remember when I was learning about, let's say, how to bake a cake. The recipe said to mix the dry ingredients first, then add the wet ingredients. I thought, why? But then I read that it helps prevent lumps. Oh, that makes sense.
See, you understood the reason behind the instruction. That's exactly when you'd use it. You could even say, okay, mixing dry ingredients first. That makes sense.
So it's like saying, I understand why, or that's logical.
Precisely. Let's try a quick scenario. Imagine you're studying for a test and your friend explains a difficult math problem to you.
Okay, I'm listening.
Your friend says you just need to move the decimal point 2 places to the left, and you think, yes, to make the number smaller. That makes sense.
That makes sense. I get it now. What if my friend explains something but I don't understand?
Well, then you wouldn't say that makes sense, right? You might say something else, which brings us to our next phrase. But for now, let's practice that makes sense.
Okay, listeners, try saying it with us. First, a little slower. That makes sense.
And now at a normal speed. That makes sense.
Great! Let's try a few more examples. Imagine your teacher says, we need to finish this chapter today because the exam is next week. You could think, okay, that makes sense.
Or if you're learning a new language rule and someone explains why it's used that way, you might say, that makes sense. I didn't realize that before.
Or even in everyday life. Like if someone explains why they're always tired. I have a new baby at home. You'd say, oh, that makes sense.
Exactly. It shows you've understood the logic. It's a very positive and affirming phrase.
I really like it. It feels so natural when you understand something. Okay, Kevin, I think I've got that makes sense.
Fantastic. Now, what happens when things don't make sense? That's where our second phrase comes in. I'm confused.
Oh, this is the one I was thinking about. So, I'm confused means you don't understand something, right?
You got it. It's a direct and honest way to say you're having trouble understanding. It's very common and perfectly okay to say.
So, if my teacher is explaining something and I don't get it, I can just say, excuse me, I'm confused.
Yes, it's polite and clear. It tells the speaker you need them to explain it differently or give more information. For example, if the teacher is explaining a complex scientific concept and you're lost, you can raise your hand and say, sorry, I'm confused. Could you explain that part again?
That's so helpful. I used to be afraid to say I didn't understand. I thought it made me sound silly.
Oh, no, Jenny. It's the opposite. It shows you're engaged and want to learn. Not understanding is normal, especially when learning something new. Saying I'm confused is brave.
That's a great way to think about it. So it's not just I don't understand, but I'm confused sounds more natural in certain situations.
Exactly. I don't understand is fine, but I'm confused often implies a bit more of a mental state of not grasping something. Let's try a scenario. Imagine you're reading instructions for a new app.
Okay, I'm leading.
The instructions say, sync the data stream by initiating the handshake protocol. You'd probably think, what? Sync? Handshake protocol? I'm confused.
Yes, I'd definitely be confused. That sounds like a perfect time to use it. So if I say I'm confused, what should the other person do?
Ideally, they should try to re-explain. Maybe they'll say, okay, let me put it another way. Sync the data stream means to update the information, and handshake protocol is just the first step to connect.
Ah, okay. So if they re-explain and I understand, then I can say, oh, that makes sense.
Exactly. You're using both phrases together perfectly. See how they work? One shows understanding, the other shows you need more help.
This is so useful. Let's practice I'm confused. Listeners, say it with us. First, slowly. I'm confused.
And now normally, I'm confused.
Good job. Let's try another example. Imagine you're watching a movie and a character suddenly does something totally unexpected. You might turn to your friend and say, wait, why did she do that? I'm confused.
Or in a meeting, if someone presents numbers that don't seem to add up, you could politely say, excuse me, I'm a bit confused about these figures. Could we review them?
I love that. It's so direct, but still polite. It's much better than just staying silent and not learning.
Definitely. It opens the door for clarification. So remember, it's okay to be confused. The important thing is to communicate it so you can learn.
Wow, Kevin, we learned 2 fantastic phrases today. That makes sense, and I'm confused.
We did. That makes sense is for when you understand something and find it logical. It's like saying, I get it now.
And I'm confused is for when you don't understand. It's a clear and polite way to ask for more explanation.
You can use them in class, when reading, or even talking with friends. They are super practical for everyday conversations.
Absolutely. Now, for our listeners, here's a little challenge. Think about something you learned recently, maybe in an English lesson or in your daily life. Did it make sense, or were you confused at first?
Try to use one of our phrases to describe it. You can even write it down or say it out loud. For example, you could say, the grammar rule about past tenses, that makes sense now. Or, when I first saw the irregular verbs, I was confused.
That's a great idea. And please share your examples with us in the comments below this episode. We love hearing from you.
Yes, your stories and examples help everyone learn. Keep practicing these phrases, and you'll see how much more confident you feel expressing yourself.
You're all doing amazing work by listening and learning. Keep up the great effort.
Thanks for joining us today on the English Snack Bar. We'll be back soon with more tasty English lessons.
See you next time, everyone. Bye.
Bye!